Hey everyone, welcome back to Jack Mock. So today we have week 17 of building the mock series. So a lot of progress, as you can see, mainly the construction zone in Oscorp, but specifically Oscorp. That's going to be the focus of today's video, hands down, because like last week, it was kind of the star, but this is the main section that we've been working on. I specifically started the construction zone just kind of as a frame for a reference for next week, in which we're going to be focusing on the outlines of where skyscrapers are going to go. I also am purchasing a Lego order of road plates so I can start building the roads for New York City, just to kind of make it a little bit more, like I said, of an outline. So next week you're going to be seeing a lot of that. But without ado, let's go into the construction zone right now. All right, guys, so here's the construction zone portion that I've been working on along with Oscorp. So as you can see, it has practically doubled in size. So I can split it right here so you guys can see the new section from the original section. So as you can see, the original section has a lot of wear and tear along it, as I like to say, with the exposed filter bricks all the way through. I've done that on purpose because I'm reworking the entire thing. If this is the original portion, it's going to be, this is about 2/3 of it. Sorry. So if this is a third and this is a third, there's going to be another portion or a third of the mock right here. And this is, as you might see, maybe this is a crosswalk or something. This is actually going to be a road. And this isn't actually the permanent design. Once I buy the road plates, I'm going to replace this. I built this really quick just so you guys can kind of understand what the road is going to be like and what exact size it's going to be. So it's going to shoot all the way down this way and across right here. So overall, I think that the additional portion makes the construction zone look so much better, so to speak, because originally just having this one zone, I feel like kind of would degrade the entire point of the construction site. Because let's be honest, if I mentioned Spiderman and a construction site, that's going to be the best portion of the mock. So what I'm going to do is this gray base plate right here, I'm going to make another skyscraper that shoots up to about right here. So it's going to be about 1 foot tall, maybe 1.5 feet, depending upon my piece count. And so it's like there's a mini skyscraper right here and then a taller skyscraper. So that's kind of what my plan is. I'm going to add a lot more tubing like this, as you can see right here, all the way throughout the mock, and along with a lot of construction vehicles, kind of like the excavator, which I made. But Sandman is going to be hands down the highlight of this mock easily, because I just want to push Sandman to the absolute limit. So what I mean is Sandman is going to be completely throughout the model. As you can see, he has this giant sand behemoth. I'm going to build another smaller one right here in this corner. I'm also going to build minifigures for Sandman, which is what we're also going to do next week. But I'm going to actually redo the design of Sandman, because as you can see, these pieces are falling off of the behemoth itself. So what I'm going to do is rebuild it, and then at this portion down here, I'm going to incorporate one of these bricks so that there are two areas that will turn. This area will turn, and along with this one separately, to kind of create a more dynamic nature to it. So overall, it looks great. I have started getting, all the greebling done to kind of create this uneven shape. And I like how overall it just kind of flows pretty nicely. You have these patches of mud and the dirt, which looks fantastic. So overall, I'm very happy with the construction zone. But the one thing I want to point out is the outline. So if I take this off, you'll see this in the back. So I'll scooch around. So this brick that goes all the way along right here is actually an outline brick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the snot tiles that are on the subway portion itself and replace them with this. So essentially it's like a claw that's going to hold each base plate in place, so to speak. So essentially it'll create sturdiness, but also kind of give a sleek and very trimmed design to the mock overall. Next week you will see big portions of this mock, or at least this portion of the mock done, such as the sidewalks, small details, and maybe even starting the skyscraper. But with all that being said, let's go and let's start on Oscorp. Okay, so Oscorp is easily going to be one of the big highlights of the mock, as it is going to be the tallest building in the mock. Even though the Daily Beagle stands at almost 3 feet high in length, this is going to actually be 3 3/4 feet high. So this is maybe about another 8 inches to this, which is going to make this absolutely huge, okay? So if we put, for example, a minifigure, let's put Blade, for example, and you spiral out, it is absolutely enormous. It's what a skyscraper should be, a skyscraper. And overall, I'm capturing the design pretty well, I think. As from the previous week, I've kind of finalized a lot of the outdoor details much more than I anticipated, such as the sidewalks all the way around, this little awesome statue of Norman Osborn outside of Oscorp itself, but most importantly, the giant pillars. I have kind of I rebuilt the pillars themselves to be a lot more sturdy and a lot more sleek and dynamic instead of bulky. I want them to kind of fit in with the design instead of kind of stand out. And one of the ways I did that was incorporating smaller ones that kind of mesh slowly into it, as you can see with these angled bricks all throughout. And it's actually the same on the other side, as you can see. So same design. Essentially, you're just switching the roles, switching the places. So if this was on that side, it would be completely flipped 90 degrees. But one of the things I like is that it kind of brings out the window breaking sequence thingy right here, in which Rhino is running through it. It kind of just enhances the scene overall. When you step back and look at it, it looks a lot more dynamic. Maybe it's just me. Comment your thoughts on that. But overall, the design is looking pretty well. As you can see, you have some snot bricks along the side right here, or inverted bricks to attach, side pieces to, or plates. I'm going to be getting basically plates like this and incorporating them on these snot bricks to kind of give a little bit more design look to it, so to speak, all the way through. So you can see them in the 3rd story right here, mainly right there, and also right here. So I'm not going to do the interior, as you can probably see some interior parts. And my main reason for that is I'm not done. And if you were to look at it right now, it would look like a mess. So what I'm going to do is actually produce an entire video dedicated to just Oscorp itself once it's complete. Okay? So just kind of be on the lookout for that. So overall, I think it's great. A couple things I have left to do is just kind of finalize some details towards the bottom, obviously the interiors, and finalize the lettering, because I still have these basically greebling plates, as I like to call them, but they're also known as grill tiles, kind of substituting for the wording, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I prefer the basically stark yellow colors instead, so I'm going to eventually replace that. But overall, the main challenge I think from here on out, especially with Oscorp, is making the square building fit with the design. Because overall, if you were to take this off, such as just like that, you might notice the design. So if you go from the top, it basically has a curved angle. It's curved at every angle, so it's much more rectangular, versus this one, it's much more square. So getting this rectangular shape to kind of fit this square shape can be a bit of a hassle, especially when you're meshing that right here. So once I put it back on, just you slide it down from the top, and the pillars kind of guide it down, so to speak. And you slip it in, you have this ugly corner right here. And that's why I gotta kind of focus on is making that mesh, because I'm gonna build 4 more of these, actually, well, 3 more to kind of fit. And then boom, Oscorp is basically done. I just gotta get the interiors and then finish up exterior details, right? So I gotta make sure that this floor is gonna be the most vital, because it's gonna mesh the 2 designs together, okay? So that's basically Oscorp. So comment your thoughts on it, because I would say I'm really proud of the skyscraper overall. Of course, I have a couple flaws, such as you can see right here, with some structural integrity. But overall, it looks pretty great, and I'm very proud of it. I would say that overall, it is going to be the highlight of the mock. So without ado, let's go and conclude this video. So basically, to conclude, I hope all of you just kind of got what I was getting at, especially when it comes down to the portions of Oscorp, because since Oscorp is going to be such a main focus and staple of this mock, it's vital that everyone is on the same page as I am. But it's also good that you all understand what's going on for the construction zone, because that is primarily where the finale battle of this mock is going to occur. That's where like the Sinister Six are mainly going to be ganging up on Spider-Man and his allies. But look out for next week, because there will be a lot of modular design. And I think that is going to be important for this mock. But like I said, look out for week 18. But be sure to like and subscribe, everyone. And look out for next week, as I have said before. And as always, my fellow builders, keep on building.